Welcome back to another video, guys, and join us as we cross another 3 African countries.
Rice and peas.
Macaroni.
I don't know what it is we've bought, but we shall enjoy.
What is that one?
Peas. Alright, I'll try this one. Hey, Mzungu. We're approaching the border to Rwanda now, so sadly we are leaving Uganda. I think we've kept it short but really sweet. Like, we haven't felt like we've overstayed in Uganda, and we've done so many lovely things which you will have seen. We've got about 2.5 k's to the border. We've read that it's quite an easy border crossing. It is late in the day, it's 10 to 1, so hopefully we get through the border easily and then to a nice camp spot tonight. So just like that, probably, I mean, the guys did go on lunch, so we had to walk back to the Ugandan side to find a very helpful customs guy on that side who stamped us out. But all in all, maybe 30-40 minute border crossing, pretty good. And that,
didn't have to pay anything, which is nice.
Oh yeah, we didn't pay a thing.
We didn't pay for visa, we haven't paid for...
Didn't pay for insurance, tax, nothing.
So that's a result.
Cool.
Border crossing.
And that is country number 11.
I know.
So...
Yeah. We're filming ourselves. So that is us in Rwanda. We've been all stamped through, gone through immigration, got the carnet sorted, withdrew some cash. We're now on to another currency, so we're on to Rwandan francs. And I just got some cash out and very nice new fresh notes. So 100,000 francs was about £65. And we just drove out of the border crossing and started driving on the right-hand side of the road, left-hand side of the road, and everyone was whistling at us and saying, no, it's right-hand side. And this is the first country in Africa so far that will be right-hand side of the road. So I think every single day we're going to forget that when we drive out from a campsite. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's explore Rwanda. If you have travelled through Africa yourself, then you'll understand what we mean by this. We were blown away by how clean Rwanda was. All of the other countries we've visited so far, there is unfortunately trash everywhere. Plastic, rubbish, and a lot of people burn their rubbish in the street. In Rwanda, there was none of that. It was totally immaculate. And that's why they call it the Switzerland of Africa. We saw fields and fields of people picking these plants. We stopped to ask a local guy what it was they were actually farming, and this is chai tea. We made our way in the direction of the town of Ruhengeri. We stopped off at the Susa Gardens campsite there, set up camp, got a nice cold beer, and had a very chilled evening.
Cheers, babe.
So guys, we have just arrived into Kigali and our first stop is the Genocide Museum. We've heard that it's a very emotional experience going into this museum, very sad for obvious reasons. So we're just packing up the car and Harry's just getting changed and stuff, and then we're going to head in and take a look. I don't know how much we're going to film or capture of this, we'll just see where it feels appropriate to share some clips and things with you guys. Once we do that, we're gonna head into more of the city centre, get a bite to eat, I think, have a little look around, and then we've actually decided to get an Airbnb for 2 nights because there's not really much camping close to the city or in the city. So we've got quite a cool Airbnb booked, which we're going to show you. We don't know what else really we're going to get up to in the city, but we'll bring you guys along with whatever we end up doing. During the colonial times, the Rwandan people were split into groups: Hutu, Tutsi and Twa. The Hutus were responsible for farming and cultivating the land. The Tutsis were cattle herders and were often wealthier due to the value of cattle, and the Twa were hunter-gatherers. The violence spread from Kigali to then other parts of Rwanda. The genocide started on the 7th of April 1994 and lasted for approximately 100 days. It was triggered by the assassination of the president at the time. From there, the Hutu extremists spread hate speech about the Tutsis. This propaganda dehumanized the Tutsis. During the 100-day genocide, it is estimated that 800,000 to 1 million people were killed. The genocide memorial was incredibly emotional and a very shocking experience. This is something that tragically happened only 30 years ago and is one of the most brutal acts of mass violence in modern history. So, we have arrived at our Airbnb and it's actually even nicer than it looked on Airbnb. It's so cool, isn't it? I love it. I'm so impressed. I'd love to do something like this. I could actually live in this amount of space. And this actually works out to be the same price that we've been paying, actually cheaper than the camping that we've been paying for the last week or so. So we're paying £20 a night here, which I think this is definitely worth £20 a night for sure.
I'll pay £20 for a bath.
Yeah.
Not had a bath in a long time.
I know, months.
Like, I mean, we've had showers, we've washed, but, you know, not had a bath.
No.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, you can try it.
That is a good flat white. I've just gotten so used to drinking coffee black now.
I know.
That, like, the milk is...
Too much.
That's a good flat white. So we're kind of just making our way around the city today, looking at the different memorials and museums they have here in Kigali. Obviously there was quite a lot military history here, which is part of the fascinating story of Rwanda, how not even 30 years ago they experienced this terrible, terrible genocides, and how quickly the country has turned into probably one of our favourite African countries to visit, and just how it's turned into what it is today. It's unreal how far it's come in such a short amount of time.
The Belgian Peacekeeper Memorial in Kigali. This is the place where 10 Belgian soldiers were captured, disarmed and subsequently murdered by Hutu extremists. This memorial is a solemn reminder of the sacrifices made. Again, it was incredibly shocking and a very emotional experience to visit this memorial. So, our time in Kigali and Rwanda is unfortunately coming to an end. We really didn't have a lot of time here, but we have loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'd say it could potentially be my favourite country that we've been to so far.
Really? It was definitely top 3 of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's just something about it, and I think it's really great that we've taken the time in this country to learn a lot more about the history and stuff, because I think it just, I don't know, maybe gives you another level of appreciation and stuff for this country in particular and what it's gone through and stuff. So we are just leaving our favourite coffee shop now, and we're hitting the road, heading towards the border. We have left quite late, so I don't know if we will cross the border today. We will cross the border today. So as always, we'll bring you guys along. And next country, Tanzania.
Safe to say that Rwanda has totally blown us away. We have loved our time in this country, and to understand more about its history makes us appreciate it so much more. The people we have met have been so incredibly kind, generous and welcoming to us, and the country is absolutely beautiful. We're sad to leave, but we know we will definitely be back.
So it's official, we have left Rwanda. What a fascinating country. I think probably the most interesting and one of our favourite countries of the whole trip. Chloe said earlier, possibly her most favourite country of the whole trip, but yeah, absolutely fascinating, and the people are so nice, like unbelievably kind, helpful. Yeah, wish we could have stayed there longer, because it's also a beautiful country. Rolling green hills. As soon as we cross the border back into Tanzania, you see the rubbish everywhere, and it's just a stark contrast. Anyway, probably got an hour or so until we find somewhere to wild camp, because there's no campsites up this way, so see how we get on.
After a few hours of driving, we'd made it to our wild camp spot for the night. We settled in, got dinner going, and had a very early night. Thank you for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next one.